Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. A few months ago, I had posted on my Instagram feed a sewing / craft table. It was an Ikea hack that I had done with Jordan's help. Jordan actually did most of the work. And so you guys had it was an overwhelming response to show you guys how we actually put that table together. So this is a video of how we did it. I'm going to list everything in the description box below, so you don't have to write anything down. You can just go to the bottom of the video to find out all the materials that we use. So let's get started. Okay guys, so Jordan's going to tell you a little bit about the Kallax. So what you're going to need from Ikea is going to be two 2x4 Kallax. These are actually laid on their side. Normally they would sit upright, but these are laid on their side. There's one in the front and there's one in the back. So Jordan, tell them a little bit about what you thought about putting it together.
So overall, it wasn't even that difficult to build. It took time, but maybe only about an hour.
For both of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I know a lot of you guys do not have Ikeas in your area, but I have been told that Target has something similar. So I'm going to look that up for you, and if I find it, I'll post it in the video comments below, and that way you guys can still be able to make this this cutting table / craft table. And also guys, at the bottom of this craft table, Jordan, show them, there's a piece of plywood that these two Kallax systems rest on. Okay, it's just, I think this is 1-inch plywood. I'll verify that. I got this from Lowe's, and I had them to cut this to the size of the Kallax and the width of the Kallax, the two Kallax put together. So it was that was really a simple process for Lowe's.
So this is from the side of the cutting table, and the two Kallax units are pushed as close as possible together, so there's not a gap in between them, so stuff can't fall through on the inside of the unit. Okay
guys, so I want to get back to the building of this. So Jordan's talked to you briefly about the two 2x4 Kallax that you need and how simple it is to put together, and also that it's resting on some plywood that we got from Lowe's, and we had it cut down to the appropriate size. The other thing you're also going to need for this project is 5, for me anyway, I got 5 caster wheels with brakes, and I'll show you a picture up in the corner. I got those from Lowe's as well. There's one on each corner of the cutting table, and then there's one also in dead center in the middle of the cutting table. So what we did was we got, Jordan, you want to show the we got an inexpensive drill from Ikea. I think it's called the Fixya. Jordan, you can show them the, it's called the Fixya.
Oh, is that going to be backwards to them?
No.
Or is it just backwards to us?
So it's called the Fixya, and so what it is just an inexpensive drill. It's an electric drill that you can plug in, and I'm telling you, you do not have to have any type of handyman knowledge in order to do this, because we did it ourselves, and this is pretty much you know, without any intervention or any help from any professionals. So anyway, so what we did was, the first thing we did was, like I said, Jordan built the Kallax. We then took the plywood that was cut down to size, and we flipped it over, and we marked where we wanted the wheels to go on the back side of the plywood. So we made it maybe 1 inch in from each corner around on each side. So you don't have to be super precise, but it would be nice if you kind of get it close together. And then basically the hardware comes with,
I think it's ½ an inch.
½ an inch. Then the hardware comes with the caster wheels, and we literally took this drill and we drilled the screws through on the caster wheels and put that together. So now we have our base. We've got a plywood base with 4 wheels, I'm sorry, 5 wheels. One wheel on each corner and one in the middle. And after we did that, then it was time for us to assemble the Kallax unit on top of the plywood. But I did not want to screw down the Kallax to the plywood because I wanted to be able to disassemble it when I needed to, if I ever moved out of the house or for whatever reason. But these Kallax units are very, very heavy, so they don't have much. You don't have to worry about them slipping off of this plywood. But to ensure a good tight fit, what I did was, Jordan, can you pop this up real quick? Okay, so what you would need to do is get you some of these shelf liners, inexpensive shelf liners from Walmart or wherever you normally get these. And what I did was I cut strips, about 4 strips of these, and I actually put those on each corner of the plywood so that I could get the maximum grip, and this the Kallax would not move off of the plywood. Now, do you necessarily need that? Probably not, because like I said, these units are pretty heavy, but that's what I did. So underneath, between the plywood and the Kallax unit, I have these grippers. So then Jordan and I, we sat the Kallax units on top of the plywood, one on the front, one on the back, and we sandwiched them together perfectly. So now I technically have 16 cubby holes, 8 on the front and 8 on the back side. And then once we put that together, then it was time to figure out what we wanted for the top. So in my research, I noticed that butcher block countertops and all those types of materials were very, very expensive. And I saw on Pinterest where someone had used a hollow door. So let me readjust the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here is the wooden door that I got from Lowe's. It measures 36 inches wide by 80 inches long. So I've got overhang. I don't know if you can see it from here. I've got overhang from here, and I've got overhang on that side as well. That's an equal distance. And I like this because, let me show you. Okay, I want to show you this overhang here because this allows me to put stools under here in case I want to sit and do something specific without standing. This tabletop, or this door, is a hollow door. It is not affixed to the table, to the Kallax. I did the same thing I did with the bottom. I took 4 of these grippers and I put one. Actually, I put. Pretty sure you used 3, right? Yeah, I did 3. So I put one here that ran the length of the Kallax unit. There's one in the center, and then there's one on the other end. And I'm telling you right now, this tabletop it'll shift back and forth a little bit. That's because this one is out of it. But in general though, it will not move if you put these grippers underneath. I promise you. So this table measures almost 36 inches. So that's counter height. I'm 5'7", so it works well for me as far as a cutting table and a crafting table. So with that being said, I am very happy with what we have done with this table. And so I think you guys will absolutely love it if you decide that this is something that you want to construct yourself. So the only other thing I want to tell you about briefly is this light here. And let me get a little bit closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay guys, so I don't have any lighting above this table, which is really an inconvenience for me. But I must say I went through several light sources before I found this Ottlite. It is a light that actually will clamp to any surface. And this is perfect for me because it will angle up and down, and it has 3 adjusting settings, which you literally just press the button. I can't see it. So that's the brightest. Is that the brightest, Jordan? I think. Or does it get brighter as you?
I think it's darker.
Darker as you go.
Let's turn it off. Oh, okay.
Okay, so it has several different dimming selections on it. You can have a warm light, a bright light, etc. So I got this, and I believe that Joann's is the only one that carries this. This is where I think it was like $30 or $40, and it's normally like over $100. So it was a great value, and I have been very, very pleased with this light. So with that being said, let's run through what we talked about real quick, just to make sure that I've told you everything that you need. So you are going to need two 2x4 Kallaxes. They measure 30. I'll put all this information down in the box below. So 2 Kallax units. You're going to need plywood cut to size so that your 2 Kallax shelving units will sit on it. You're going to need 5 caster brakes, 1 for each corner and 1 in the middle. And then you're going to also need a tabletop of some kind. You don't have to go with the same one that I went with, but this was around $34, $35 at Lowe's. It's like I said, 36 by 80, and it's the perfect length for me. And so, and then you're gonna also need some kind of drill with or some kind of screwing set in order to screw the brakes, the wheels into the bottom of the plywood. And then you're gonna need your shelf liner to make sure you have a non-slip grip for the top and the bottom of the unit. And I think that that's it, Jordan. All in all, I have gotten so much work done at this table because I sew a little bit. I also knit a little bit. I've got my
yarn winder.
Oh, okay. I've got my yarn winder attached to this as well. It sits here all the time. So, and then I've got these little boxes that I picked up at a local store. One has my fabric scraps in it. One has for just trash. So those sit here on top of the desk, and I just use those accordingly. So yeah, and then I'm gonna show you this that I got from Michael's. And so this is what I got from Michael's. Jordan, let him show them. It spins, so it keeps all of my supplies in here, my scissors and anything else that I need. And then of course my lovely owl mug that my friend Rosalind got me. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you understand how we put this Ikea Kallax unit together. I know we went through it fairly quickly, but it is a very quick, simple process if you got the right tools, and it's very, very useful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe for more videos. And I will actually eventually get to showing you guys my craft room. I still got a few more things that I need to get done and some cleanup that needs to happen, etc. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.